Let's talk about the different types of Pap smear results. First, there's normal. Nice, plain little normal cell. Very demure, just living this very happy cervical life. But then it's also possible to have a normal cell, but with positive HPV. This is my opening for the microbiologist to talk about HPV, or human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus is a virus that's found ubiquitously in almost all males. What do we mean by that? That means that almost every little boy and every grown man has HPV. And the reason why that's very important to me, because if you, as a woman, get a pap smear that's positive for HPV, don't go kill that man. That is HPV that he's likely had all his life, and you've always been exposed to. HPV happens to be in that class of viruses that never goes away, like the chickenpox virus can go into hiding and come up again as shingles. HPV hangs around forever as well. The thing is about human papillomavirus, or HPV, is that it is a causative agent in a large percentage of cervical cancers. Most of us, when we're exposed to HPV, our immune system is able to keep it under control and keep it from causing cellular changes to our cervix. But as we grow older, it becomes more difficult for our immune system to keep it under control. And the result is we may actually see it on our pap smear. It is part of our screening to screen all women after the age of 30 for the presence or absence of HPV. What we're really checking is to see what HPV have you been exposed to. There are hundreds of strains of HPV, but only a few have the potential to cause cervical cancer. And what we're checking for is to see if you've been exposed to those that can cause cervical cancer, particularly the big three, HPV 16, 18, or 45. So it's very possible to have a nice demure cell, but unfortunately it's carrying a little baggage. It may have HPV, HPV 16, 18, 45, or one of those other strains that has the potential to grow up to be a cervical cancer causing agent. The next type of pap smear result you can have is what we call an ascus, an atypical cell. See, it's the same color as my normal cell, but it looks a little different. Is it different because of hormonal changes? Is it different due to inflammation? We don't know. Are we concerned about it? We're only concerned if it's an atypical appearing cell that has HPV. And again, that's the high risk HPV. The next type of pap smear result is what we call a low-grade lesion. See this little baby right here? It looks a little like that in color, but it's larger and its appearance has changed. This is a cell that definitely has the potential to grow into cervical cancer. And then the next result is this one right here. This is what we call a high-grade lesion. This is one that's acting like a real thug, okay? And this is on the way to becoming cervical cancer. See that bad actor there? That's what we call carcinoma in situ. There is definitely cancer there. We just don't know the extent to it. And that's when we have to do some further investigation. Actually, most of these require further investigation. When we have a normal with HPV 16, 18, or 45, when we have an ascus with any of the high-risk HPVs, when we have the low-grade lesion, when we have any of the HPVs, high risk that is, and of course when there is high-grade lesion. And we told you what we do when there's carcinoma in situ. Are you sitting on the edge of your seat? Do you want to know what that further investigation looks like? Join me in the next video, and we'll talk all about that when we talk about colposcopies.